Hi Virgo, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your March 2025 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of March. It is a big month, Virgo, as we have you all having an eclipse in you all sign. So expect some big 18-month worth of energy working with you all. Now, remember, we did have that Pisces eclipse back in the fall, so you all could have already started feeling some of this, but know that you all are having you all's first eclipse in your sign this month. We also will have Mercury retrograding in Aries and then back into Pisces. We will also have Venus retrograding as well as Neptune entering Aries, which is big because Neptune has been in Pisces for a very long time. So really big month, Virgo. So let's get right into it. Do check the description box below for all the important dates. Also, if you haven't already looked at those mid-February to March career readings, I will leave them below as well. All right, Virgo, let's see what Spirit has for you. You start off that first week, Three of Swords in the reverse, as well as the King of Swords also in reverse. Second week of the month finds you with the Three of Wands in the reverse, as well as the Eight of Wands. A lot's going on for you this month, Virgo, which I already could feel. Third week finds you with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is around when you are having your eclipse, as well as the Two of Wands also in the reverse. And last week of the month finds you with the Judgment card. Major Arcana there. That's the first one you all have gotten in your reading. And the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy, Major Arcana. So you can see by time we are rounding out March, once we get to eclipse season, you all are having some major culminations of decision making by the end of March. Spirit, if you can send my Virgos a card representing the energy that they possibly were dealing with back in February that they are bringing into the month of March. And you have the Hangman in reverse. So lots of reversals for you all, Virgo. And the Hangman Major Arcana card, this could be some type of enlightenment that you could have had back in February. And if this isn't necessarily enlightenment like you all feel like you're a whole different person, this could have been you finally see what was behind a certain person at work, or you finally see what was happening with your organization. There's something here where you're no longer looking at life the same way that you were possibly back in January or even at the end of 2024. And Spirit is telling you this will continue throughout probably at least the next 6 months or so, because you have entered into this eclipse cycle along with Pisces, where you will start feeling and seeing different developments, and you will start seeing this enlightenment in different areas of your life. I don't think it's a strange thing that you all got the Judgment and Temperance card at the end of the month, because I do think many of you all are going through this almost like this cyclical thing of where is it that you need to get off this cycle? Where is it you need to start fresh? Okay, so keep that in mind, especially during your eclipse month. Let's ask Spirit to send you an oracle message. Spirit, if you can send my Virgos an oracle message for the month of March 2025. And you have renewal. Oh, look at that. Number 20. Now I'm going to tell you, before I even read that, let me show you the synchronicity. This renewal, number 20, is the same number as your Judgment card, number 20. So there is your Spirit really talking to you. Your oracle message is really clear. It says, review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. I mean, if that's not Spirit talking to you, Virgo, I don't know what is. I just specifically said you all are going through some kind of cyclical time in your life here where you're going to have to figure out if this cycle needs to be coming to an end. Do you need to be going in a different direction? This is going to be what you are tested on over this next 6 months, 18 months, probably 2 years before we really have all the information, just like how we'll have this Aries eclipse. That's the last of that cycle. This is going to be almost like the beginning of yours. So really take that into account, Virgo, as you're going through, you know, the rest of 25 into 26 and probably mid 27. I do think many of you all are going to be coming to this judgment, temperance energy of like how to use the energy without just going overboard, just like learning pieces, getting rid of things, etc. So let's go back to the beginning of the month. We start off March with actually the energy from that Piscean new moon that we had on February 27th. At that time, many of you all could have been planting seeds of what to get rid of. Remember, Pisces is that last zodiac sign, getting rid of whatever is no longer serving us from that last astrological year. This King of Swords, Three of Swords in reverse. This is some type of authoritative figure, possibly Saturnian energy coming in here, where some type of decision needed to be made. People are healing from whatever that decision is. I'm almost feeling like a boss or an organization or a community has some type of final decision on what's going to be handed down. It does feel like once we get into March, when we have Venus moving retrograde in Aries and Mercury entering its retrograde shadow also on the 1st, you all could have some time before you're really even seeing what this fallout is, because this slowdown with Venus, Mercury will move actually retrograde on the 15th, but we are entering its shadow here on the 1st. And I do think by the time you get to the 3rd, when we have Mercury entering Aries, be prepared for more almost combative conversations. Communications could be a little stronger. And I do think with both of these in reverse, it just feels like this person could be someone who is representing an authority, not agreeing with the masses, if that makes sense. So I hope that that's something that you're able to heal from, move on from, and it's not something that weighs you down this month, Virgo, because I do think that you have so many reversals. This 8 of Wands and 3 of Wands, this feels like not being able to move, not being able to plan in the direction you want to go, but so much conversation, so many emails, so many meetings going on with that 8 of Wands. And I think a lot of that is because of that Mercury entering Aries on the 3rd, but I also think that the Sun conjunct Saturn in Pisces on the 22nd the Sun conjunct Saturn in Pisces at 22 degrees on the 12th. This could be like, keep your emotions out of work. Don't bring kind of like the sob story to the meeting, because no one's going to like have any remorse or no one's really going to care. It just feels like this is straight like, I want to do something but nobody else cares, or no one else is interested in what you want to do. And it's really harsh and it's really sad, but the reality is like when you have all that Saturn energy, I do think that you're building up now to your lunar eclipse that is just the day later on March 14th. 2 days later on the 14th. This is your lunar eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo. This is a full moon that will highlight details that you need to start focusing on. This is you all getting crystal clear on what is no longer serving you. I do think many of you all, this is going to be a job. It's going to be people that surround you. It's going to be authoritarian figures that you're like, I'm ready to like move on from. And I think this 8 of Wands, just be like taking care of yourself during the month of March. I do feel like it's a month of big sweeping changes, and I don't know that all the information is going to come out in March just because of that Venus and Mercury retrograde slowdown. So just be prepared that it could start around your eclipse, but you may not see like the fallout or all the information until later into April and May. Okay, so just be patient with that energy. Okay. All right, so by time we move into mid-March, now we are moving into Mercury retrograde beginning in Aries on the 15th. It will last all the way until April 7th, when we'll be moving all the way back to Pisces. We also will have the Sun conjunct the North Node in Pisces on the 17th, Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces on the 19th, and the Sun entering Aries on the 20th. So I will tell you, Virgo, this month is going to be a month of a lot of oppositions, because you all are sitting across the sky from Pisces, and Pisces is going through all all these conjunctions. So this could be a lot of opposing energy that you're working with. Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, both in the reverse. That feels like you all are trying to get something going. You've been trying to work on a side hustle. You've been trying to get something out the door, a presentation. You've been trying to meet with a certain client. There's something here where you've been trying to plan, but it's just not going the way you want, or it's taking longer than you thought. This feels like someone putting in an application for a loan, not hearing back until April or May. This just feels like a really big slowdown. And I do feel like all these oppositions, when the Sun conjunct Neptune, Sun conjunct North Node, later on we'll have Mercury retrograde entering Pisces. So I just feel like all of these opposing Piscean energies could wear you out this month. So please just take care of your health and watch not being able to see plans that you would like move forward in the way that you would like. I do think though, by time we get to this last week of the month, this is when we will have that big solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Aries. This new moon will close out a 2-year eclipse cycle that we started back in April of 2023. A few days later, we have the Mercury entering Pisces, like I mentioned, and then Neptune will enter Aries also on the 30th, and we will have Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces on the 29th. So every time you hear Pisces, you all, this is going to be an opposition. This is like you sitting across the sky and having to be opposing that energy. I do think this Temperance and Judgment card, though, is really nice to see, because this means that you all are moving through this energy and like figuring out what is no longer serving you, coming to this ending where you're like, okay, I'm done with this part. I'm done with these people, or I'm done with feeling like this. I think back here where it said renewal, remember it's review and evaluate. That is going to be you all month long, reviewing, evaluating, figuring out if the people around you are who you want to remain with, the job you're with, the community you're in. This is going to be a big month. I do think, Virgo, that another thing I will mention is like anytime the nodes are in you and opposing sign, like you and Pisces, there's going to be this back and forth, almost like a tug of war with yourself as to what you want to do, what you don't want to do. So don't feel like you have to have everything accomplished right now. I think it will unfold as we move through eclipse season. So I hope this was helpful for you, Virgo. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series. I hope you all have a great month, and I'll talk to you later.